NBC 39 News at 10 is brought to you by Physicians Quality Care, where we treat you like family. 2 locations, open 7 days a week. Now, from your hometown news team in the heart of downtown Jackson, this is NBC 39 News at 10.
And good evening, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Josh Egbert. A new tool is being used by the Milan Police Department to fight crime, but you may not have noticed it. NBC 39's Jackson Overstreet has more on MPD's newest edition.
The Milan Police Department is ramping up its efforts to fight crime with a little help from an eye in the sky.
It helps us have eyes in other places where we don't have the manpower to cover that area all the time.
The department has installed a camera system allowing them to capture and record scenes from some of the city's high-traffic areas, acting as an extra man on the street.
Where the cameras are, they're all placed where a police officer could be sitting in a patrol car and see the same things that they're seeing from these cameras.
The system has been under work for the past year. The cameras have only recently become functional and online. Adding the camera system was done in part to address a problem of surveillance coverage in the city.
And there's been times when we needed cameras in certain locations and we couldn't find any to help us gather evidence or prove that somebody was here at a certain time and date.
And the camera system here has already paid off for the Milan Police Department and helped them catch a burglary just 3 weeks ago.
A man, his house got broke into while he was mowing the yard. The officers come back here to the station. They went in and rewound a video in that area, and they could see a suspect running down the road carrying his electronic equipment.
In Milan, for NBC 39 News, I'm Jackson Overstreet.
Chief Sellers says that the cameras have helped Milan PD with several other cases already, and that they are planning on adding more cameras in the coming months.
Now, your first weather.
And we did see some warmer weather out there today. Highs getting back in the upper 80s and low 90s across much of West Tennessee. A lot of sunshine with a mainly sunny sky here much of our Wednesday. As we head into the day tomorrow, really more of the same. May actually add a couple degrees to some of these temperatures, getting most everyone into the 90s for daytime highs. Going to increase that humidity over the next couple of days as well. So as we get into the low to mid 90s, as actual temperatures, that heat index, that feel like temperature, probably getting up in the upper 90s to close to triple digits, especially as you roll into the weekend. May see some isolated chance of rain returning too as the weekend gets a little bit closer, but it looks like we're going to stay pretty hot and humid the next couple of days. Here's your highs today: 88 degrees in Parsons, 89 Paris and Milan, 90 in Union City, 91 degrees in Dyersburg, Covington, also Jackson at 91, Memphis at 93 late this afternoon. Here's your forecast in for our Thursday. We start out with 68 degrees. Around 7 o'clock in the morning, mostly sunny skies, up to 88 already by noontime. A lot of sunshine expected, maybe just a few high clouds coming in for the afternoon hours. But once again, highs reaching about 91 degrees here in Jackson. Those heat index values probably in the low to mid 90s as we get to Thursday afternoon. And we'll talk more about the warm and humid weather, but also about those rain chances for the weekend. We'll do that with your local forecast coming up in just a few more minutes.
All right, Chris, thank you. A longtime radio personality in West Tennessee, Conrad Delaney, passed away Tuesday night at the age of 94. Delaney was best known for his work as a radio personality on 104.1, as well as his work with the Carl Perkins Exchange Club Center for the Prevention of Child Abuse. Delaney is remembered by friends and coworkers as an incredible, kind man.
You know, everybody's next door neighbor. He liked being that way. He liked to be the guy who made fun of himself and liked to be, have people lighten up a little bit too and not take things so seriously. That was his way.
And he was a true friend to the center, a true friend to children, and I know that he was heaven bound.
Funeral arrangements have not yet been made. Of course, NBC 39 will pass along those details just as soon as they become available. Today, President Trump commuted the sentence of a 63-year-old woman who has served nearly 22 years of her life for drug trafficking. Alice Marie Johnson was a first-time non-violent offender in Memphis when she was convicted of conspiring to possess cocaine and money laundering. At the age of 24, Johnson was arrested for passing messages between people who were trafficking illegal drugs. The Mississippi native is a mother of 4. Since entering federal prison, Johnson has become a published writer, an ordained minister, and she volunteers to help other inmates teammates passed the GED exam. One of Johnson's attorneys confirmed that the president granted Johnson clemency today. The Highway 70 yard sale is number 12 in the country in the Flea Market magazine, and it starts tomorrow. NBC 39's Camila Reda tells us how the setup is going.
There will be traffic all along Highway 70 starting tomorrow as the 15th year of the Highway 70 yard sale kicks off. There are about 70 participants listed on the map, but there will be a large amount of people set up and selling not reflected on the map.
It's getting huge. More and more people every year is participating. And
Charles Harris is set up and ready for his 6th year as a part of this big sale. And he's only one of many set up along Highway 70 for the Highway 70 sale that goes all the way from Memphis to Nashville. He says he has spent at least 3 weeks setting up.
Box it up, price it, and put it out on tables and kind of organize it according to like kitchenware and home decor.
Last year, Harris met people from Pennsylvania and Las Vegas that came all the way to West Tennessee for this sale. He says he looks forward to meeting new people this year. With Highway 70 being extra busy, Executive Director of the Jackson-Madison County Commission and Visitors Bureau, Lori Nunnery, reminds us to be safe as we shop on this state route.
Look for safe stops. Please pull off of the highway all the way and be cautious because people aren't as familiar with the route. So just know that we'll have a lot of visitors in town and treat them with the hospitality that we're well known for.
The Highway 70 sale starts tomorrow and continues through Saturday. So don't forget your cash as you make your way down Highway 70 because you never know when you'll pull over and find a good deal. For NBC 39 News, I'm Camila Rueda.
Well, the success of the Andrew Jackson Marathon this past April was celebrated with just a handful of the people who made it all possible. This marathon is one of the biggest fundraisers for the Carl Perkins Center for the Prevention of Child Abuse. And this year, the nonprofit raised $44,500. They did not only raise money, but they also collected teddy bears. This was a new aspect of the race this year. Every runner who participated also brought a teddy bear for a child going through crisis. Race director Danny Crossit says they couldn't have had such a success without everyone involved.
Lots of volunteers. It takes a tremendous number of volunteers on race day. We have the health department, we have the fire department, we have the police department, we have the city, and just lots and lots of other people that I hope I don't miss that always contribute their time and efforts to it.
Organizers will start meeting and planning for the 47th year of the Andrew Jackson Marathon in August. They say they are raising the bar even higher and aiming for $50,000 during the race in April of next year. A bit of consumer news. For the first time on record, the number of job openings exceeds the number of job seekers. According to the U.S. Labor Department, a record 6.7 million jobs were available in the U.S. during the month of April, up 1% from 6.6 million in March. That's the most since records began in 2000. Steady economic growth has encouraged employers to step up their hiring practices. Last month, the unemployment rate reached an 18-year low of 3.8%. Analysts say the development could give an advantage to workers seeking pay raises. Workers at United Parcel Service voting to authorize a strike. More than 90% of the 280,000, that is, Teamster members threatening to walk out if the current contract talks fail. The two sides are negotiating a new 5-year contract that expires on July 31st. They have reached agreements on some non-economic issues, but have only begun discussing topics like pay raises and health benefits. This would be America's biggest labor strike in decades. In health news tonight, the struggle to sleep. A new University of Pennsylvania study finds 1 in 4 Americans experience insomnia each year. The good news, the majority eventually recover good sleeping, but 6% develop chronic insomnia, meaning they often have trouble falling or staying asleep for more than 3 months. Exposure to tobacco smoke before and after birth may impair hearing In young children, a new Japanese study found toddlers whose mothers smoked during pregnancy had a 68% higher risk of hearing impairment, and those exposed to secondhand smoke as infants were 30% more likely to have hearing problems than toddlers in non-smoking homes. Well, with summer vacation on the horizon for many people, hitting the beach at some point is likely in the cards for most. But along with the sunscreen and towel, as PC Mike Weedland reports, you might want to consider 3 apps to ensure plenty of fun in the sun.
Swim Guide finds the cleanest beaches for swimming and surfing and more, draws data from more than 100 beach monitoring sources for real-time updates on water quality and cleanliness, as well as beach amenities and even where to park. Search by beach name or geographic area. It's free for iOS and Android. Sun Zap gives you all the info you need to be sun safe, considering your skin type, location, environmental conditions, clothing, sunscreen, and more, based on info from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. One especially useful feature, a timer that can tell you when it's time to call it quits for the day. It's free for iOS and Android. A good weather app, also a necessity. The high-ranking Dark Sky app provides hyper-local forecasting, which means you'll get fair warning about rain or shine on an hour-by-hour basis. Even shows you a time-lapse view of local cloud movements. It's $3.99 for iOS and Android.
You want to find yourself a beach or somewhere cool to go to for the next couple of days.
Indoors is probably the best thing, I'd say, and maybe a cold glass of water next to you as well. Definitely seeing some warm temperatures in our forecast here as we head through the rest of the work week and into the upcoming weekend. 91 degrees the high today in Jackson. That's a little bit above that average of 85. Overnight lows, though, were nice. 59 is what you woke up to early this morning. We'll talk more about the heat and humidity. Also, some rain chances arriving for the weekend. We'll talk about all that when we come back.